was asking Coach Riley, after every game, there's always teachable moments, you find on film when you're watching it back that you show the guys and you have lessons that come out of them. What were the teachable moments that you saw for your players?
I think it's just the fundamentals that are associated with what we do defensively in certain situations, but just the idea that your opponent will get positive yards and you got to find a way to snap out of it and get ready for the next snap, because that's always that's the important thing. It's always the next snap. And in terms of just the fundamentals that are associated with what we do defensively, that was huge. And hopefully we can continue to just stay consistent when your opponent gets positive yards here and there. Find a way to get back to the huddle and get the call, and let's move on to the next play.
Oregon's offense, everybody knows how explosive they were. Were you able to, the quarterback, Marcus from Hawaii, was it kind of like, man, I wish he wasn't from Hawaii, because you maybe have a little soft spot for him?
I don't think so. It's good to know to realize that you got an 808 kid over there that's having a huge success, not only in the conference but as well as in the nation. But it's good to see. But at the same time, we're trying to win a ball game, and so that was it.
As far as Scott, the season started with such a bang. I think he had 8 sacks in his first 6 games, something like that. What have teams done differently? The sacks aren't there, but I don't want to focus on just one statistic. Yeah. But have teams started to clamp down on him more or throw different looks than they were earlier in the season?
I think it's a little combination of both. I think you've got teams that are looking to see where he's at in certain situations. But I think we've kind of, he's kind of worked his butt off a little bit, and he's trying to find those situations where he can get onto the quarterback. But he's made a lot of plays. He's made a lot of plays in other ways besides just the sack. So I think this has by far been the most productive year he's had so far. But that's a testament to our linebackers and the rest of the other 10 guys that are playing with him.
Now, Jordan said after last game, he's, as far as some people said early in the year that playing Nickel State at the end of the year was a negative. Now people are viewing it as a positive, and Jordan's like, I want to take this loss out on somebody. Do you see that kind of mentality from your guys on the line as well, where they're just looking to get after somebody this weekend?
I think it's always about the next play, the next game. It's the most important game of the year, because that's the only one we have this Saturday. So I think we look at it that way, and don't look at it much more than that in terms of our group and just being fundamentally sound with what we do, and that's what matters. It's the only game we have this Saturday, so therefore it's by far the most important one, and that's just the way we look at it.
An opportunity. If you win the next 2 to get 10 wins in a season, that's a big deal for this program.
I think it is a big deal. I think it's a big deal for the players and the rest of the staff members that have surrounded themselves, that we surrounded ourselves with them, with our strength coaches and our training staff. But we got to win this one. We got to win 9 before we can start talking about winning 10. But in the long run, it's definitely a big, huge morale booster for our team and for those seniors.
You mentioned the seniors. It was senior day in the Civil War, and then the last home game for the senior class. Your son is one of those seniors. Was it an emotional moment, last Saturday in the Civil War when he came out of the tunnel and he got that big ovation?
With all the lays.
Yeah, with all the lays.
Yeah, it was very emotional. Family was here. I had my sister flew in from Hawaii, and so it was seeing him come out with the lays, knowing that this was his last Civil War, was truly emotional, and I will cherish that moment forever.
And both your sons were honored by the Pac-12 being, honorable mentions for this team. I know it's been something you've been asked about throughout the year, having both your sons here, to see their progression and to see their hard work as well as the team hard work pay off, and then have them get honored like that. Again, maybe you just describe how, the emotions that come with that for you as a father.
I think I try to cherish every moment, every second, every minute, especially with Andrew being this will be his last hurrah, so to speak, and so and then we have Isaac left, and it's just again, it's just I'm gonna cherish every moment. I don't want to take it for granted, and so in terms of having both my sons here, it's been special. Truly have. I'm lost for words in terms of how special this moment is as well.